Hey everyone, Casey Dimon here. We're talking about tax sales today in the state of Michigan. Now, Michigan is a tax deed state. This means that the actual property is sold after tax foreclosure, instead of just a lien being sold against that property, as would be the case in a tax lien state. So Michigan is a tax deed state. They sell the actual property. The tax foreclosure process is handled by the county treasurer's office. Now, Michigan law does allow the treasurer to assign the foreclosure process to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to handle the due process, the inspections, and the auction process itself. The treasurer can also contract with a third-party vendor to do this. The most popular company for this in Michigan by far is a company known as Title Check at www.tax-sale.info. When it comes to tax sale auctions, there truthfully isn't a company in the entire country that begins to compare to the service level that Title Check provides both the counties and the bidders. The auction lists are provided directly on the Title Check website, and truthfully, their listings resemble more of a realtor's listing than a traditional tax sale listing with bland information. Now, tax sales are held between July and November. There are 2 rounds of sales in the state of Michigan. The first sale will have opening bids based on the amount of previously due taxes, interest, and the fees involved in that property. If the property does not sell at the first auction, a second auction is held at least 30 days later, with the minimum bid set at a nominal amount, sometimes $20, sometimes $100. It just depends on the treasurer's perspective. Now, these are called scavenger sales, and while there are good deals to be had, there are certainly lots of junk properties that are out there. Now, if the properties aren't sold after the second auction, they can be available as surplus property, although these are usually properties with very, very little to no value, and they're certainly going to be junk properties most of the time. Now, after the properties are sold, there are no redemption periods. To determine who handles the sales in the specific county that you're interested in, go ahead and visit the treasurer's website of that county. While the majority are held by the Title Check Company or the DNR, although increasingly rare, some counties do still use other third-party auction companies to auction the properties off for them. Now, once you determine who handles the sales, you'll also be able to access specific dates and the list and all sorts of other great information. As with every state, any information on these lists must be verified. As I previously mentioned, Title Tech does a tremendous job with researching and advertising these properties. But even still, you need to verify their information and gather your own additional information, as they can make mistakes too. They're only human. Now, online and absentee bidding depends on the auction company and the way that the county is handled. The DNR will require in-person bids, while Title Check, for example, allows absentee bids both online, through the mail, and in person. Now, payments can also vary, and credit cards are accepted at many of the auctions. Title Check, for example, accepts credit cards. To learn more about tax sales in the state of Michigan, again, visit the county treasurer's website. And then, of course, if you'd like to learn about the laws, head to Google and search Michigan General Property Tax Public Act 206 of 1983. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the breakdown of Michigan's tax sale laws. For information on other states, head on over to tax-sale.academy.com and click on our state guide. Have a wonderful day, folks. Bye-bye.